Hello, hello, my Facebook Live friends. It is Candy trying to get my camera going here from sweetstamper.com. I had more trouble with this camera last night. Some of y'all I have seen so very recently because I did a party last night. Very first time I've ever done a virtual party. It was a lot of fun, so I'll give you guys just a couple of minutes to gather here. There's always a bit of a lag with Facebook Live. So I hope you're having a good day today. We're having really pretty weather here in San Antonio, which is awfully nice because, we're having to stay at home a lot more than usual. And I know in my neighborhood, people are just out walking a lot. It's really been encouraging to see families walking together. I don't remember seeing very much of that. Where we live, our house, we back onto Hardburger Park in San Antonio here, and we have a walking trail right behind our house. And we have a hog mesh fence, so you can see through to the trail. And we have all of our regular walkers, people who walk every day, people, you get to know them. To me, our backyard is like an old-fashioned front porch where you get to see your neighbors a lot. But because of the whole sheltering in place thing, that trail has been so busy. There's a curfew on it, so all the time, even without the sheltering in place. So you have to be gone by nightfall. But during the daytime or and of course now that we're on daylight savings time into the early part of the evening, there's just tons of people out there walking their dogs, walking together, husbands and wives, couples, but a lot of families. I see moms and dads together with their children walking or with their kids on bikes, and I haven't seen that. And there's some good things that will come out of this whole coronavirus issue that we are facing right now. And there's a lot of challenge, no two ways about it. People are fearful for various reasons for their health, people that are fearful for their way of life and for the economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Economic fallout that could occur. Nobody is here with me yet. Let me just make sure I'm in the right place. Although, if I were not in the right place, I'd probably have a ton of people. Hey, Adriana's here. Okay, yay. I am actually in the right spot, and that is good news, because sometimes I end up in the wrong spot. Hi, Adriana. How are things down the valley? We have good pastor friends that are down in Rio Grande City. And we've been touching base with them just to see how things are for them. And I know you're up a little farther than that. You're up higher. You're not down quite so close to the border. But I hope everything is good for you. I know that you're probably, hey Susan, I'm glad you're here. I'm thinking you're probably teaching from home right now. Lots of people having to adapt to things, and to people online, adapting to the online world that probably would not have otherwise. I know that some of us go kicking and screaming in towards more technology, but if we want to gather right now, it's just the way it is. I know that we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting with my team Thursday night, and then we're going to do our regular monthly team meeting is next Tuesday. So Thursday night is kind of my trial balloon, and just kind of helping people get onto Zoom. If you've never been on Zoom before, this is my trial. But I've heard that various people are doing Zoom meetings with their own families. Hi, Shannon. I'm glad you're here. So a friend of mine, she has family kind of spread around. Hi, Gail. And so they're doing, once a day, they're doing a coffee break with Zoom. So they can all see each other and touch base with each other. And where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm just personally very grateful for technology right now because we're missing each other. We're missing seeing each other. And for my husband and I, in some ways, there haven't been huge changes in the sense we already work from home. My husband has officed from home for many years, And part of that, he's a pastor, part of that is because in the early days of his diagnosis, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 1999. And it was actually part of his physical challenge is fatigue. And so when he needs to go lie down, it's very hard to do in a traditional office space. So we have an office in our home. And so we are, and I have my business is office from home. The big change has been for me that I'm used to having a lot of live classes. I do classes every single week in my home or in another location, like the Garden Tea Lounge, where I do my sip and stamp, my free class every month. So I'm used to seeing people in my home, and I'm not right now. So Gail, your family in Tennessee. Okay, so you guys are doing Zoom at 4:30. Yeah, it's a great way for people to get together right now. And we regularly do FaceTime with our son and his family. They're in the UK. So the only way we've been able to meet with them for the, visit with them, other than, hey Barb, I'm glad you're here, other than flying over there, has been to do FaceTime. But what's beautiful about Zoom, hi Geraldine, if you're not familiar with Zoom, is it reminds me of the Brady Bunch, where you have all the little boxes. And so you have people in all the little boxes, and you can have a lot of people in a lot of boxes. So the more crowded your Zoom meeting is, the smaller the boxes are. But each time someone is actually talking, and everybody else is listening, they're on the kind of big screen. They're in a bigger box, and everybody else is listening. So it's actually really cool technology. A lot of businesses have used it for several years. I'm not sure how old Zoom is, but businesses have been using it. They're using it a lot more now. I think Zoom's business is booming right now because businesses where they cannot get on a plane and fly in for a meeting, they're having to do it on Zoom now. But of course, Zoom is also growing for families and other ways. So Zoom is free, and you can do the free package, which is I think probably what most families are doing. I did go ahead and buy the premium package or upgraded package because that allows me to have a longer meeting. With Zoom, with the free package, your meeting is cuts off at 40 minutes. And I will tell you, they do cut it off. It gives you 40 minutes of, because I think it has to do with like bandwidth or something like that. I don't understand anything about technology, but after 40 minutes, it just cuts your meeting off. And then it's gone. With the premium package, which you do pay, it's $14.99 a month. And for me, that's a business expense that I just need to take on right now. Then you not only can have longer meetings, but it also records the meeting. And so you can go back and listen again. And depending on what your meeting is about, if you're just chit-chatting with your family, you don't need to go back and listen to it again necessarily. But if you're doing some kind of a business meeting with business training or something like that, or maybe you weren't able to participate in the live meeting and you want to be able to watch the recording because you were still at work or whatever, then the recording is there, which is a really nice feature and very worth it to me right now. So whether I will continue on with Zoom, I don't know, but for right now, it is going to work. Okay, well, I saw quite a few of y'all last night, and I have a brand new Facebook group called Candy's Virtual Party Place, and I'm hosting my very first online party, and I've never done this before. It's definitely a bit of a learning curve, and but I did a couple of live Facebook demonstrations last night. They are recorded, so you can go back if you want to go back and listen to those. Watch them, really. Watching me make, I did 3 different cards. And so if you are not already on Candy's Virtual Party Place, you could just search for it at the top of Facebook, where the little search bar is, and just ask to join in. I will post the link on here when I'm done today. You might wonder why I've created that in a group and I just didn't do it here. This is actually, hi Olga, I'm glad you're here. This is a business page, and so it's open to the public. And a group is closed and it's to members only. So like we were playing some games on there last night and doing some things that I think are just better in a closed environment than in just a wide open public space. So that is kind of the ability to contain what's going on is a little bit better in a Facebook group. So it is Candy's virtual party place, and I will be hosting some more of these online parties. We can't gather face to face right now. So this is my way to do a party. And so anyway, I won't get any more into that. I have a couple one project for you today. So I got to get with it. Let me get my computer out of the way here and bring my phone, which is also my camera, down so we can see what's happening. Here we go. Hey, Marlene, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I think we're getting, the more I'm doing this a lot right now, kind of getting online with you guys, and I think I'm getting better at this whole switching. I think my lighting is better. It's kind of forcing me to improve what I do with you guys, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of things today that are from this spring catalog. I call it spring catalog. It is the January to June catalog. And these are just some awesome things in here. If you do not have a copy of this, let me know and I will pop one in the mail to you. I did post the PDF where you can see it in my virtual party place. Hi, Elda. But if you would like a paper copy, this goes all the way through to the beginning of June, and I would be glad to pop one of these in the mail for you free of charge. One of the things I wanted to point out to you is our kits. Kits are perfect for brand new stampers, and they're also perfect for just needing to get cards made in a quick and easy way. So this one is called 3 Cheers for You, and you may have overlooked this, or maybe you're seeing it for the first time. It is an all-inclusive kit, so it comes with the ink, the stamps, the block, absolutely everything that you need to complete the cards. And it's only $27, so it's a great buy. It does come with instructions. Now they are in a number of languages because we are a global company. But here are the instructions to show you how to put together the different cards. And let me just show you. So you get a clear block. Now, this is thinner than the ones that you purchase through our annual catalog, but this is a really nice size, and it definitely works for the kit. You get a mini ink pad, and it's Night of Navy, which is what you're going to use for all of your stamping. You get a really nice, let me put something underneath this, a nice set of stamps with some excellent greetings. This one is really perfect right now. Thank you. My heart can't stop smiling. And I think this is a great one. You might think, well, I don't need to write a thank you note right now. I think this is a great one to say, thank you. I can't stop. My heart can't stop smiling. And on the inside, I would say, thinking of you. Thank you for being my friend. I mean, there's just a lot of things you could put in there right now. Also, hooray for tiny miracles. This is a great one right now as we're learning to count our blessings in different ways. 3 Cheers for You. A really cool little ECOT design here. And then birthday wishes all around. People are still having birthdays in the midst of coronavirus. So there are all of these. Now, the great thing about a kit like this is you can choose to make all of them with the same stamps or not. You can use different ones. You have these self-adhesive copper sequins. I love all things copper, so this is phenomenal. And then these are the mini glue dots, and these just give you the ability to stick things down. And then you have a whole sheet of dimensionals, so you can pop things up easily. Now this kit gives you all of these. These are little design tags, so you just add those for layers. These you would be stamping on, and you see how they have that little copper edge around them. And so you get several sheets of these. You also get some sheets of these. Now these are, no, you have to, add a glue dot. These are just lovely elements. So you can add, more or less. And I think that's what's great about our kits is although you have instructions with how to complete the kits as they were designed, you also have the option to kind of go rogue and do what you want with it. Hey, Jody, I'm glad you're here. So this kit has, I think it gives you 3 of each design. So these are pre-printed, and then you're going to be adding the different layers and the different elements. These, let's see, there's 3 that are solid navy and 3 that have the stripes and the ikat design. I think that's how you say it, ikat. So there's 3, I think there's 4 different designs, and you get 3 of each, so it makes 12 cards. And it's only $27. So this is a great buy, and today is the last day of celebration, so you're going to want to get in on that. They also have really cute envelopes. So this is a great way to jump into handmade cards if you haven't already done so. And if you're already an avid card maker, or maybe you're just an occasional card maker, and now that you have time because you're sheltering at home, maybe you have a little bit more time to do some card making, this is a great option. Again, this is called 3 Cheers for You card kit, all inclusive. So it has absolutely everything. You don't need anything at all except what's in here. And look at how nicely that's contained. Everything in that nice little box. Oh, and there's twine too. I forgot. There's a whole thing of linen thread. It's not twine. It's actually linen thread. Really pretty. You do need scissors to cut this. But other than that, everything is in this little box. It's even decorative. This also makes a great gift for someone. So the instructions are here. That is my share for you with regard to this card kit. Great way to dip your toe into card making or just make some quick and easy cards. Okay, let me just show you a couple more things. This is from my party last night, and I do still have this host code open. So if you've never placed an online order with me, this is my online store. And it's when you fill out your order, it's just going to ask you if you have a host code, and you put that in, and I'll give you an extra gift. But honestly, I will tell you that sometimes our online ordering system, I don't know, I don't think it's overly user-friendly. I am happy to place the order for you. So feel free to just message me on here, give me a direct message. Or you can text me at 210-355-5729, and I'll just place that order for you and make it even easier. So let me show you a little bit of what I did last night, and then I'm going to jump into something today. So last night I was showcasing really easy. This is another quick and easy cards for brand new card makers. Hi, Terry Lynn. So this was a set I had made with these little note cards that come already in 4 different colors and with the little scallop. These are our scalloped note cards. I think they're super cute. And then I did 4 different simple cards. These were the ones I had already designed, and then I made one online with my guests last night. And I opted to not even put a greeting on them. These have a greeting, which is a free stamp set right now during celebration. Today is the last day for that. So this is the stepped up version of the same cards, and I'd used the same stamp set and the same greetings. I just added some twine, I added some designer paper, I added some sequins, and jazzed up the coloring a little bit more. So anyway, that was one of the things that I showed last night. That was my first project, was not that one. This one, that was my first project. And this is just using our watercolor pencils, super fun to use. A little bit of coloring, which is very therapeutic. Then I did this card, which I have used the heck out of this flowering foils designer paper, which is a free item only through today. So that designer paper is just lots of fun to use. And I was really concentrating on cards that you would want to send right now during the whole sheltering in place. I miss your face. I could send that to a lot of different people. And then last but not least, I made this card using the Positive Thought stamp set and this vellum. This very vellum is a textured vellum paper, which is free with a $50 order. Having said that, I think it might not be available right now. So not totally sure what's going on with that. I don't know if it's sold out or what, but I think that if it has sold out, I'm going to end up showing you how to make this kind of a card. I've never done this before, but it's really cool to use vellum as the base of your card and then to layer on some other things. Just kind of a different way, and it's really a cool look. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do with you today, and that is I'm using something out of the mini catalog, and it actually is part of another kit. We have another kit in the mini catalog, and it's this one here, and it is called Seriously the Best. It comes in this adorable box. And here's your instructions, as you always get with a kit. Now, this kit is a little different because it's not all-inclusive. So it has all of these cool cards, but it doesn't have the stamp set. So you have all of these die cuts. You have all of these. These are, you know, a little fancier than the first kit that I showed you. So you have quite a few elements in here, things that you can step up and add on, but it doesn't include the stamp set. So it has a lot of cool things. I think it makes 16 cards, so a few more than the first kit I showed you only makes 12. This makes 16, and the box alone is really worth having. It's very sturdy, but it doesn't have a stamp set with it. So you would have to add your own stamps. Now, it's designed to go with this set of stamps called Seriously the Best, and I really like this stamp set. This will continue to be available through the beginning of June. So if you get it today, you know, you can get something free if your order tops up to $50. But this stamp set will continue on. So let me show you. I love these big greetings, but I also really love these little guys here. So let me show you a couple of things that I had done with this before, and then what I'm going to do with you here today, kind of still staying on the whole concept of sending cards out to encourage people right now. This is just a simple congratulations card using the stamp set from Seriously the Best. So this is using just the stamp set, not using the kit. And honestly, I would send this to somebody who had maybe lost some weight, maybe gotten a job promotion. I would actually send this to somebody who figured out how to use Zoom right now. I mean, there's just a lot of fun ways to, I think sending handmade cards is always a great way to encourage people. I feel like this is needed now more than ever. So there's my congrats card. And then this one here is perfect for right now. And these are all using the, let me grab the poppy paper. This is using the Poppy Designer Series paper. Let me think of the name of it. Maybe I'll catch the name. I think I have it in here. Yep, there we go. This is my nifty little paper chart. And here this shows that the Peaceful Poppies is the name of this Designer Series paper. It comes in 12 by 12 sheets, and you get 2 sheets of each, and it has one side, well, they're double-sided, and many of them have one side that has like flowers and then one side that has like a watercolor wash or maybe a quieter pattern. Except for this one. This one has flowers on both sides. So what we often call the B side of the paper, the A side is the kind of wow side, but the B side has its uses as well. So this also shows the many, many colors of cardstock that coordinate with this. So lots and lots of creative options with the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. It is $11.50 for a full pack of 12 by 12. This is a great one to send right now. And this is just, the only stamping is that little I miss you a lot. All of that is just that gorgeous paper. Just that gorgeous paper. That's all that we used there. Now, let me see. This is called Candy's Not As Prepared As She Would Like to Be. But we're just going to go with it. And, you know, I don't have anywhere to go. But I will tell you, I've been super busy trying to get things ready for my team and getting ready for things that are going out to different people. This is using the same paper and the same set of stamps. So you can see I've got some really different looks going here with the same set of designer paper and the same set of stamps. So there's some great variety here. What I couldn't lay my hand on quickly was this ribbon, and I know I have a full spool of it because I saw it yesterday, but I will be honest with you, when I finished stamping and playing with y'all last night at my virtual party place, I was done and I didn't even clean up. So my stamp room is a bit of a mess right now. I'm going to grab this I Miss You a Lot because I feel like that is super, super appropriate right now. Now let me show you something here. If there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. I'm just going to bring you down a little bit closer here. Let me see. There's a couple of ways when you have these narrow stamps that you can get the best, I guess the best action or the best, the best result. Let me grab a black stamp pad and I'll show you what I mean. This is just a scrap of white cardstock, and I'm going to use that to just demonstrate a little bit for you today. And then we're going to make this card. We're going to make it a little bit different. So here's my black stamp pad. When you have one of these narrow stamps, I like to line it up on my grid paper so that when I put it on my block, which I'm also lining up on the grid paper, it's on there straight. Now, I will say, this narrow block probably more than the others because you don't have a lot of block around the stamp. Some people find that it's a little bit hard to position. You see how you get almost like a prism effect when you're looking at it? So if that bothers you, you can either do it straight here, but honestly, I prefer to do it this way. Because then you really don't, the prism effect is not going to bother you at all with centering your image. So then you also have a little bit more block for your hand. And again, you can just line up your cardstock on the grid paper. And then, need to get that out of the way. Then when you're stamping, you can get it in a really good straight line. So that is one of my tips for you on using the long, skinny. These really narrow stamps can sometimes be a little bit wobbly for you. Okay. Nobody's talking to me right now, so I guess you're all still there. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to make it a little bit different. This was originally a thank you card, and I still have a packet left from, this was a team meeting card, and so I am going to do a little bit of change here. Sometimes you have leftovers from something and you want to do something with it. Now I have done, I'm actually going to do a couple of changes here. This is one of my favorite embossing folders. I think it's called Eyelet. And I think it looks equally good with the embossed side and the debossed side. So this time I'm going to actually use the debossed side. And I am going to take my designer series paper, and I've just got a little, I have a little square that has been cardstock square, a scalloped one, and that was made with the layering square dies. So super simple, just a cute way to present that. It's almost like a little painting, isn't it? Aren't these lovely little watercolor paintings? So for this one, I am going to actually stick it straight down, and I'll show you why. Sometimes I would put this up on dimensionals, but this time I'm not going to. Oh, you know what? I need to put this down first. This is actually the back side of this paper, and so I've just cut a strip. And you could just use a piece of cardstock, but I will say this has a softer, you see the different hues in that? It's like a watercolor wash on there. So I am going to, again, just line that up, and you can see how the grid paper helps me to get it straight. Now, I will say, you know, you see how my thing is not quite straight there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy, what I call the mini chopper. This is one more item that you can get free through today only, and that is when you purchase the starter kit. And purchasing the starter kit is the best way to get a bunch of stuff at a great price. So you choose $125 of whatever you want. You only pay $99 plus tax, and you even get free shipping. So that is just an amazing deal, and you get this little mini cutter for free. I tend to call it a mini chopper. Technically, it's a mini cutter, but it's perfect size. I absolutely love it. You also get for free this pack of designer series papers. So you would get some of the tropical paper, some of the birthday bonanza paper, some of the country club paper, some of the best dressed paper, some of, this is more of the, I've got it out of order, this is more of the birthday paper, birthday bonanza, some of the lily paper, which one of my favorites from Celebration. And then you also get some of this poppy paper. So that's the one that I'm using today. So you would get some of this paper as well. And all of that you would get for free. You get the paper for free, you get the chopper for free, and you get a stamp set of your choice for free. Any value. And I like, my recommendation is well said. This is a $45 stamp set. All of that you can get free. Yes, Geraldine, this is called snail adhesive, and it is our most popular adhesive. Let me turn it right side up. So it comes in this little container here, and it's a dry tape. So you see, I can touch it, and it won't like get all gooky on me, which is really nice. Even in addition to stampers, a lot of students like this. A lot of my crafty friends, they buy these for their kids to use even with their school projects. But I like it because it's dry, it's not messy. And then when this tape runs out, and I can usually make about 40 cards with one of these, and these are $8, I think. You can pop this open. You throw this away when it's totally expended. This is your wheel here, and then you put in a refill, and the refills are only $4.50. So very affordable, very easy to use, a brilliant, brilliant adhesive. It's my go-to. Now my other basic adhesive is the liquid adhesive, and it's only $4 a bottle, but it is a liquid, and so it has the capacity to be a little bit messy. I think you have to be a little more careful with it. And it also is not water soluble. So when it gets on your hands, it's a little harder to get off. There are ways to do that. And there are some things that I love to use this on. I was using this on vellum last night. But my go-to is snail adhesive. Okay, so my little card is looking quite nice here. Now, originally, I had this big thanks on here. And I could do that. But honestly, I feel like that I could put thanks on here, and on the inside of the card, I could say thanks for being my friend, thanks for being here for me. But I think I'm going to just change it up a little bit, and I'm going to do, I miss you a lot. And I'm just going to take, I already stamped it on here, so I might as well use this. And I'm going to use the classic label punch. And our punches are made so that they can store flat in a box or a drawer. You can store them this way as well. And then you have this little locking mechanism. You open that up, and then this is what the label looks like. But when you turn it upside down, then you can actually position so that you get it exactly where you want it. You can line it up, and then you just punch. So super easy. And this is kind of probably my all-time favorite, well, not all-time favorite, my current favorite. If you only had one stamp, this would probably be the one I would go with, because there's just so many things you can do with it. Now, that is going to go right there, and I honestly think that that is enough. Now, the other thing is I couldn't find my white, what do you call it, my white ribbon. So I was going to add some here, but that's, you know what, I think I'm going to pop this off. Now this is going to show you, Geraldine, that in the first few minutes of snail, you can actually pop that off. And after it's dried for several minutes, you won't be able to, but you do have a little bit of leeway, and that is a very good thing to have. So let me just add this here. Give it a little bit of oomph, a little bit of shine. Snail is also great for holding in place your little ribbon ends. So I think I'm going to do that, and then that. And I'll just make sure I grabbed a little bit of paper with it. So let me grab that and put it on like so. And now I have just that little bit of shine on there. Hey, Mary Jane, I'm glad you're here. Now I am going to pop this up with dimensionals. And what I'm going to use are these mini dimensionals. Now, our regular dimensionals are the ones I use the most often, but sometimes you have something super skinny like this, and although you can cut the dimensionals in half, this just makes it quicker, and I usually like quicker. So here, I'm going to put 3 on there, and I'm already thinking about who I'm going to send my card to. I miss you a lot. This is going to go right there. Super simple, super easy, and already done. Now, this is my Whisper White background, and that's just a very classy look. I am going to pop this whole piece up on more dimensionals. And one of the things that does is it just kind of gives it the look of a painting when you pop it up like this. And the dimensionals, you get 300 dimensionals. There's 3 sheets of 100. Hey, Susan, I'm glad you're here. And that 3 sheets of 100 does not even count all these little edge pieces, which I always cut and use. And they're only $4. So, you know, dimensionals, I go through them like water. I use them a lot. But having said that, they're super affordable. So I feel like I don't have to skimp and save with them, and they really add just a nice element. So they're super sticky. This is just a little self-adhesive piece that I'm peeling off. And then underneath there is this super, super sticky. You can kind of see the shine on it. They're super sticky. And then I can make sure I've got it right side up. And then that is going to go on there like so. And then last but not least, super simple. So here was my original. And then I've just done a slightly different version with almost the exact same supplies. I switched out and used a different ribbon because I kind of changed it up a little bit. I'm going to add some rhinestones. Should I add red or should I add silver? Y'all tell me what you think. I can use traditional, regular or classic rhinestones, or I can use red. Tell me what you think. They're self-adhesive, so once I take them off, I've got to use them. Let me have an opinion here. Do you think silver, which would pick up, just clear basically, would pick up the silver in my ribbon, or do you think there's a random, there's a random rhinestone. I will tell you, I sometimes find these in the strangest places. Or should I use red? So you want the classic. Okay, I've got 2 votes for the silver. Let's go with the classic. So, let's see. And I usually like to place my rhinestones in such a way that they look kind of like they're just raining down in a random pattern. And I think I'm going to use 5 of them. You know, when you're adding any kind of embellishment like this, you want to add them in uneven numbers, because if you add 2, you kind of always want them to be symmetrical. So I've just done them in, it almost looks like rain coming down. I miss you a lot. So that's what I have for you today. Quick and easy card. I hope you like it. Here's my original, and then here's my changed design. So that depending on what you want to say, you could still use the same design. And I used this ribbon largely because I couldn't find that one. But that's kind of how my, that's just kind of the way that my studio runs. So let me say a quick goodbye to you. Thanks, Susan. I'm glad you like it. And I hope that you will join me tonight for more live stamping and more fun. I've got another game for you, and I will be over at Candy's virtual party place, and we're doing a lot of fun things, just connecting, hanging out, having fun with each other. We actually had some really good kind of trips down memory lane last night when one of the games that I had was sharing a favorite childhood cartoon. Oh my goodness, the memories that started flooding in, and depending on the generation you were in, what the favorite cartoons were was really kind of fun. So we had a couple of games last night, and people, you can still go over there and play. Yeah, groovy, exactly, Terry Lynn. You can still go over there and play the games. You can still go over there and see the recordings from last night. I'm holding that party open until 10 o'clock tonight. The Eyelet embossing folder, Gail, is actually in the annual catalog, and it's a great one. So the party will close at 10 o'clock tonight. And what I mean by that is I won't be doing any more live videos. I won't be doing any more sharing of games and such. And I will also, at that point, I will close down any orders that people are placing through the party. And I will also close down the opportunity for the drawings. So when you play the games with me, every comment that you put on there gets you into a drawing. So I have some drawings for some free things and some different things that will be coming. This is one of the free things is these heart doilies that are super fun to use. And actually, one of the things that I'm going to be sending out is a package of these red rhinestones. So I have a couple of just straight out free giveaways when you play my games and you comment. And then I have a door prize drawing as well, so be sure to fill out the door prize form. It doesn't matter whether you're a demonstrator, whether you're a customer, whether you've never stamped in your life, you can just fill out the door prize form and you might win the door prize. So it closes at 10 tonight, but I will be on there at 6:30 live with you with another stamping project. And in the meantime, I would encourage you to hop over there and fill out forms and do things that you maybe didn't get a chance to last night. And if you are not yet part of Candy's virtual party place, make sure that you ask to be invited or click on the link that I will share at the end of this video. I will put it up in the, in the title of this video or the description. So when this video posts on my Sweet Stamper page, the link to get into my virtual party place will be there. And that way, whether you just want a shortcut to get there or whether you haven't been there before, it'll be quick and easy for you to find. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you are making some cards and sending some encouraging words to the people in your world. If you have already sent things to your friends and your family, make some cards and send them to the doctors, to the nurses. Drop them off at the hospital. Drop them off at the nursing homes. You know, our seniors are not allowed to get any visitors right now, and it's really, really tough on them. So there's tons of people that need encouragement right now. If you have done all the encouragement you can do with all the people in your life, you've encouraged your family and your friends, and you've still got more cards that you want to make, hey, do some random acts of kindness and give some thanks to that person at the drive-through at Chick-fil-A or the drive-through at Starbucks. You know, our local businesses are really challenged right now. So I know our favorite coffee place is local here in town, and it's called Brown Coffee. And so we went down Saturday, we bought some coffee beans to use at home, and we bought coffees to go as well. So I encourage you to get out there, support your local businesses in particular, And the mom and pop shops, the mom and pop restaurants, they really need us right now. So go in there and buy something, and also make something that you can leave with them to say thank you for continuing to serve our community. Thank you for continuing to make my life more enjoyable through the excellent food that you make, the drinks that you make, the creativity that you bring into my life via food. Maybe make something I'll tell you what, those cashiers at H-E-B, they are working hard right now. When you get to the end of your order at H-E-B, leave them a handmade card. Do those random acts of kindness, and those you don't even need a postage stamp for. I know that if you're sending out, I spent $150 at the store the other day, at the post office, buying a bunch of stamps. So you can end up spending quite a bit on stamps, but I tell you, I'm not spending any money on gas right now. So, it kind of all balances out. But you can leave handmade cards with people. You can drop them off at nursing homes, drop them off at hospitals, drop them off at urgent care centers, drop them off at local doctor's offices. Hand them to people who are serving you continually, whether it's the post office, whether it's the fast food places, or the restaurants that have converted into takeout. So let's get out there and make some people smile today. And, so you're doing you ordered some stamps online, Susan. Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of people ordering stamps right now, buying stamps however you can get them. But make something that means something and share it with our world. They need our handmade love. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you tonight at Candy's Virtual Party Place, 6:30 p.m. Thanks so much, and God bless.